Aloha, my name is Athena Rose. Blessed new day. Welcome to this beautiful new day. Welcome to the sunshine and the wind and the smells of the earth and the water. It rained last night here in the jungle. I live on the big island of Hawaii and just really appreciating this beautiful new day. I'm on my daily walk and processing some deep movement that's been happening here while I've been on the island, and really grateful for the transformation that's happening in my life and in my relationship, and the reflections that I'm receiving back from my person, from my partner, and also from my family and my children and grandchildren. And it's so ancestral, isn't it? All of these deep trauma wounds. Today I want to talk about trauma bonding and what that's been like for me and my understanding of what it is and how we can untangle and rewire our brains to release attachment, unhealthy attachment to energies that don't serve. Right now I'm in the midst of a parasite cleanse. It's a group parasite cleanse. There are 50 people around the world right now. We started yesterday, and we're doing a 30-day parasite cleanse, sort of in conjunction with this new moon. It's a lunar eclipse that's happening actually tomorrow. And yeah, so we're working with herbs and working with a prayer, with energetics, and releasing parasitic energies that may be impeding the flow of divine grace through our life and through our awareness, and allowing us to be really free and really sovereign and really deeply connected to our true authentic selves, you know, the best version of ourselves. And so that's exciting work, and I'm grateful to have this supportive community that's also doing that along with me. And it's a prayer for the collective, really. It's a prayer for the collective parasitic energies that are draining us collectively and continue to lead us into violence and suffering and pain. And it's really important and vital that we pay attention to this, those of us that can. It's our responsibility and duty to be that bridge between heaven and earth, and to really center ourselves and strengthen ourselves to hold the vibration of sovereignty and of freedom and of clarity and wisdom and groundedness in that, you know, absolute truth and the divine. And I truly believe that there are those of us who are specifically built for that kind of work. And it's not an easy job. It's not a responsibility I take lightly. And the older I get and the more life experience I have, the more awakening that happens within me, the more I feel the gravity of that responsibility, and I take it very seriously. You know, it's important that those of us that are built this specific way, and all of us have a role in this collective healing, really take time to ourselves and really nourish ourselves and strengthen ourselves, because we can be very vulnerable to other energies and distractions. You know, honestly, distractions. There's a program out there, and the parasites want to keep us distracted. They want to keep us looking over here when we should be looking here, and really staying focused and centered on that central prayer of freedom from suffering. I have a friend right now, beautiful, blessed sister, who's up in Canada right now, and she's in an intensive Buddhist retreat, and she's reciting 300,000 mantras a day. And she says it takes her the whole day for her to do that. And I'm just so impressed with the work she's doing there. So there are those of us that are built for that. They're built to sit in meditation and to do the mantras, and to really tune into the frequency of those mantras, and draw forth that healing power of that ancient way of bringing in the light, you know. So yeah, I feel my role is a teacher, as a mentor, as a counselor, as I like to work one-on-one with women in particular. And what I'm really tuning into right now in my journey is childhood trauma, you know, in relation to what we've experienced in our families, from our parents, Particularly, I've put out a lot of posts recently on Facebook asking who may be the survivor of a narcissistic parent. And narcissistic tendencies are the tendencies to lack empathy, you know, and to have a very selfish agenda, and to lack an understanding, literally lack the ability to understand another person's point of view, and purely hold this idea of like their others are there to serve them. And so when you have a parent like that who, you know, really is struggling with the ability to empathize and to tune into their own feelings, it can be extremely traumatic for sensitive souls who are here to built to feel, you know, built to really feel and have so much empathy and compassion for others, and need to have other empaths and around them in order to find strength, you know, especially as a little one. There's so many children right now alive, beautiful souls who are so sensitive and so beautiful and so empathic, but they don't have the support that they need, and they're in families, toxic families, where it's very, very challenging for them. And I do recognize that that's part of the path of the wounded healer, being in families, being born, choosing to be born into families that create that deep wound that we as the wounded healer actually utilize later in our life when we're ready to awaken, in order to fully emerge as a phoenix from that fire and that chrysalis of toxicity. But there are specific things that we can do to help ourselves, and one of which is releasing ourselves from those trauma bonds, those unhealthy attachments to, I guess you could say, parasitic energies in a way of people, maybe it be your parents or siblings or intimate relations, co-workers, that that are abusive, you know, and maybe and lift you up and praise you and give you all these accolades, but then turn around and demean you and put you down, and gaslight and shame you and make things wrong with you, and you know, make you feel like shit, basically. And then, oh, you know, like make light of it, like, oh, he's just joking, or what, you're so sensitive, you're just too sensitive, like making it your fault that you're struggling with what you just received from them, you know, the criticism, the harsh criticism or judgment or abuse, you know, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, maybe sexual abuse. I was in a 4-year relationship where all of that was present, and this person, I'll share, was extremely toxic, very much an addict in every way, and grew up with an alcoholic mother. And yeah, was an alcoholic himself, addicted to many things, just addictive personality deeply, and lacked empathy. And I would consider a highly narcissistic person, bordering on sociopath. And this person deeply, deeply love bombed me in the beginning of the relationship, said all the right things to hook me in, you know, stroke my ego, my fragile ego from when I was a child and felt like shit about myself, and lured me in, you know. And then once I was there, once we were living together, it was like, you know, everything was my fault. This person took advantage of me, never worked a day that we were together the whole 4 years, completely paying for everything, and of course that's my fault. But that's because of the trauma bond, you know. I was receiving this loving attention that my soul so craved from a male figure, and then this person would turn around and hold knives to me and hit me and sexually abuse me and abuse my children, and, you know, blame it on me. Somehow, you know, convince me that it was my fault, or that I essentially deserved it. And part of my wound was that, yeah, I deserved it. Like, I was a shitty person. I felt that deeply in my core, that I wasn't good enough, that I was unworthy. And so whatever little crumbs I was getting from this person of attention and what I perceived as love and care and compassion, which was not, it was just a way to keep me hooked, on that drug, and then turn around and slam me. And it created this, I guess there's some sort of programming in the human brain that like an abused animal or something that keeps coming back, you know, to the abuser, and because you feel you deserve it, because you appreciate those, you're waiting for the reward, you know, you're waiting for the reward of the loving attention or sex or food or you know, maybe there's a toxic relationship where the person's providing everything for you, you know, and so you're reliant on that person financially, and so you're waiting for that, and you put up with all this shit because of that, because you're afraid you can't do it on your own, and you become accustomed to receiving financially from them. Whatever it is, however the bonding plays out, it's something that we can undo. And in my research, I've found that it takes going no contact. It takes, you know, realizing what's happening, having an understanding, and hopefully this video will help some women out there understand what's happening and see it more clearly and be ready to leave and to break away. But it really takes the support of other women sometimes, to really see it clearly and have that encouragement of like, yes, it's time to go. I'm gonna go live with a sister. I'm gonna go live with a safe person, and I'm gonna go no contact. It's called gray rock. You go no contact. You become as uninteresting as a gray rock. It's absolutely no contact with that person. If you're co-parenting with that person, you always have someone with you when you're in contact with them. You know, you find ways, and I have specific ways I can speak to you if you'd like to reach out to me for a session about how to do that if you actually do have to make some contact with them because of children involved or something like that. But really, it's being flat, it's being neutral, it's being as uninteresting as possible. Yes and no questions, you know, yes and no answers, just factual details, no sharing about yourself whatsoever, no intimate details, you know, little information as possible. You become very uninteresting to that person, and you cut them off energetically. And there's energetic things you can do, cord cutting, energetic unraveling that can happen. For women, it's in the womb, right? And yeah, so there are definite ways to break trauma bonds, but it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen immediately. It takes time. It takes time to build yourself up, to build your strength, to get away from that parasitic energy so you can get your own energy back. You can feel like yourself again. You can even actually become so much stronger. In my experience, those experiences I went through getting out of trauma bonds, I actually became a stronger person, a stronger soul afterwards. I'm not saying we should do this. This is a deep medicine, and if it's in your soul's path to do that in this lifetime, then bless you. You know, I would never wish that on anyone. But yes, it is a deep medicine, and it has benefits, but it's scary and it's risky and it's very precarious, and you need support. You need support, and as soon as you see it, you should get out. You should get the fuck out. Yeah. Yeah, I want to speak to that, and I want to offer my support. Again, I offer women's counseling, holistic counseling that has to do with the body, the womb, the emotions, emotional body, health. You know, I'm very big into health and eating very cleanly, working with different plant medicines to clear yourself of trauma and parasitic energies and to detox your body. You know, detox. This is a deep portal of detox that we're in collectively, and I know many, many, many people are feeling that deeply, that pull to detoxify, and I have advice for that as well. I've been detoxing deeply over these past few years, particularly this year has been deep detox, multiple water fasts, multiple 46-day juice only fasts, and right now I'm mostly raw vegan. And I'd love to really talk to you about that, and I'd love to share my wisdom around that. Again, my name is Athena Rose. I'm a relationship counselor. I'm a women's sovereignty mentor, a self-love advocate, radical self-love advocate. I'm a mother of 5. I'm a grandmother of 2. I'm 46, almost 48 years old. I'm in a deeply healthy, committed relationship that's provided so much healing for me. And I live on the big island of Hawaii, but I offer remote sessions over the phone or video chat to everywhere, you know. And I have these videos that I make as frequently as I possibly can, and have a website. I'll put a link for the website in my description, luminatedhearthealingarts.com. I put out a weekly free newsletter if you'd like to tune into that. Yeah, and pretty soon I'll be giving some offerings through Patreon as a monthly membership. And yeah, I'd just love to hear from you, to hear what it's like from you, what's on your heart. Again, I prefer to work with women. I feel that women have a deep need for support right now, especially mothers. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and feel free to explore my other videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that support. And if you're curious about this parasite cleanse that I'm on, you're welcome to reach out to me and ask about that too. I can tune you in a bit to what we're doing there if you're interested. And bless your life. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for taking good care of yourself, and for loving yourself, and for awakening a little bit more each and every day. Those micro shifts. Aloha.